Well, it is semi-final time, second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-finals. Look at the Newcastle supporters, man. What an atmosphere at the St. James's Park Stadium. They have a 2-0 advantage now at home, and all to do for Arsenal in the second leg here. No changes in the lineup for Arsenal after the impressive victory, as we're all but set here for the semi-final. A big match here, and Arsenal kick things off from left to right in their red and white kit. It's an early foul already there. Kai Havertz suffering the foul. Havertz once again tasked with playing the 90 minutes as Anthony Gordon commits the foul. Direct approach there from Arsenal. No time wasted. Very interesting to see Newcastle, how they're playing there with the back five. Very seldom seen Eddie Howe play with three centre halves and two wing backs, but he's decided to do so, trying to protect maybe the 2-0 lead. Whether or not that might turn out to be a wise move, we'll wait and see. But it's an early corner for Arsenal. 40 seconds on the clock. Arsenal is so strong with set pieces, especially with that man, Gabriel. They've got Havertz, Partey. Plenty of options here. As you spoke about their impressive victory, 5-star display against Man City. What a victory this would be if they could turn this around. Ball into the box, and it's gone out of play. I think the last touch might have come off the Newcastle player. It's Isak here. It's a corner for Arsenal. Their bright start continues here. Well, they did this against Manchester City too. They came out of the blocks flying. City could not cope. And we all saw what happened from there. And Newcastle are reeling from the defeat themselves at home against Fulham. So that's why maybe the tweak from Eddie Howe, going with the back three. Dan Burn coming in for Joe Linton. Corners taken short. Interesting approach by Arsenal. Oh, it's wasted there completely. And Newcastle can break here. It almost feels like they score one goal, this game might be over. And what a run this is from Jacob Murphy, and gets the foul. Martinelli be very lucky if he avoids the booking here. Simon Hooper will have a word with him. Well, what a start from both teams. Very much on the front foot. Direct football, this time carrying from Jacob Murphy. He's been such an integral part to Eddie Howe's system. He likes to play on both flanks, but he will play on the right today with Anthony Gordon on the left. It was a good burst from him. Just muscling away Gabriel Martinelli and then getting into the box. Well, a corner free kick rather, edge of the box. 2.5 minutes on the clock here. St. James's Park was rocking pre-match. Still have a great atmosphere here. One of the notoriously tough away grounds for any team. Believe me, I know as a Chelsea fan. My goodness, we have a terrible record here. Arsenal looking to defend this on the front foot. Another short free kick and another wasted opportunity. Ball falls at the edge of the box. It's laid off for Lewis Hall by the looks of it. Trippier back in the side here, and the ball put into the box, and it's a poor pass in. It's out for a goal kick. That's why you're talking about the changes that Newcastle have made. Joe Linton, I'm not sure whether or not he's on the bench. We'll check later. Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes playing as the two in midfield. Like I said, Arsenal will be full of confidence, man. The way they put City away was brilliant. Oh, Newcastle can break here. Isak's through on goal. Early chance for Newcastle. It's Alexander Isak, and he buries it. It's 1-0. And Alexander Isak, who's been amidst a lot of speculation from this very club, Arsenal has his first real chance, and he buries it. Absolutely buries it. And with that, I think I might have buried Arsenal hopes of reaching the final of the Carabao Cup. Over 4 minutes on the clock. It was a long punt forward. Arsenal all at sea at the back. They're committing far too many forward. It's a brilliant pass, this. All stems from the giveaway from the long ball to Havertz, which was very well won. And from here, it's all Newcastle. What a pass this is from Gordon. Very much onside. Saliba is playing him on. It's not Gabriel. It's very much Saliba who's playing him on. Brilliant pick out from him. And from there, you never really had a doubt, did you? Oh, it's so emphatic, man, the finish. It's so good. Brilliant from Anthony Gordon. And Isak, who scored in the first leg, scores again in the second. And it's Gordon with the assist, who did score in the first leg. And that's how ruthless Newcastle can be. And Arsenal, who was searching for their first silverware opportunity for 5 years now, that has taken a massive dent. And look at Eddie Howe's reaction. He knows what a massive goal it is. It pretty much kills the game off and the tie off, because Arsenal now have to score 3. I don't know how that's going to happen. Well, they show that against City they can score 5. Well, this is St. James's Park with a back 5. And every time Arsenal go forward now, Newcastle will just look to hit them on the break. Nightmare scenario this for Arsenal. And from the highs of beating Manchester City, immediately the lows of conceding early. I don't know why they're checking, man. I mean, surely Saliba is playing him on. I would be flabbergasted if they drew the lines incorrectly for this one. Surely not. What's happening here? Oh, this is a shocking decision. They're going to disallow this for some nonsense reason. They're giving it offside. I cannot believe it. There's no way. You got to draw the lines again. It's 0-0. It's an absolute shocking decision. There's no way that he's offside. I know what you guys are doing. They know that if they concede early, the tie is over. I would love for the lines to be drawn again. It's offside. I can't believe it. I'll probably have to check again. Maybe I got that wrong. But yeah, that is a sickening decision, man. The offside flag has been given, and Arsenal can reset knowing that this game, this tie, could have very much been over. They've gotten a huge slice of luck here. Surely not, man. I have to see that again, just for my own sanity more than anything else. What better place to check than Twitter? I have to see that goal again. How is that offside? Surely you got to draw the lines. It's the Carabao Cup. They didn't wave the flag before. What do I even type? I mean, I don't know, but sure. It's a free kick for Arsenal. Playing a high line here, Newcastle defending this. It's a good scoop. To keep that out for a corner, he will get it. Looks like Newcastle are not getting the rub of the green here. Well, just be a throw in here. Trippier back in the side. We sees Valentino Livramento drop to the bench. Him and Lewis Hall, of course, both from Chelsea Academy. Really impressed for Newcastle. Right back Livramento, left back Lewis Hall. Sven Botman with the header. He was a big miss for Newcastle, wasn't he, Sven Botman, when he missed that timeout? Him and Fabian Schär have formed a good partnership. Saw Dan Burn play at left back last season. Now Dan Burn, rather, dropping to the bench, now introduced into the team here. It's really a lot to try and for Kai Havertz to deal with. He's got 3 centre-halves who might play in a deep block, so they're going to need something special to pick open the Newcastle lock here. What a goal by Isak, though, man. I mean, it'll be chalked off, but he's such a lethal finisher. That should be a foul there by Thomas Partey, surely. He's asked for the shoulder barge, but Arsenal not recovered really. Over 9 minutes on the clock, and Newcastle would have felt that the tie was over here. Instead, they'll have to pick themselves up and do it all over again. Yeah, Thomas Partey, what are you complaining about? You have no eyes for the ball. Shoulder charge on the back of Anthony Gordon. It's a clear foul. Free kick. They might take it quickly here. Oh, they should have really. Lewis Hall. What are you thinking there? I think every neutral wants to see a Newcastle Tottenham Carabao Cup final. I mean, just the desperation for both teams to win a trophy would be incredible. Is Lewis Hall with the ball in? It is cleared away by Odegaard. Arsenal yet to get a foothold in the match so far. The early burst, but since then it's been all Newcastle, and Arsenal will be so worried now of the Newcastle counter-attack, knowing that what they're capable of and what kind of form Isak is in. Good footwork there. 10 minutes on the clock. From an Arsenal perspective, I mean, from the highs of beating Manchester City, you have to pick yourselves up again for this big game. Have to do it. There's no other way out. Knowing that the league is in the hands of Liverpool, Champions League always is a difficult proposition. Knocked out in the FA Cup by Manchester United, 10-men Manchester United. That was a terrible, terrible result for Arsenal. And now they're on the verge. They're about 80 minutes away from being knocked out from the Carabao Cup semi-final. Oh, he's taken a huge risk there, Gabriel, and he gets away with it. Foul there by Isak. That battle is going to be excellent. I mean, Gabriel and Saliba, they kept Haaland quiet. Well, Haaland did score, but for the most part, they kept him quiet. And they'll have to do that against Isak as well. Isak, not an easy proposition. He does things that Haaland may not do. May not be as lethal as Haaland, but man, he's every bit of finisher that you want your centre forward to be. Tonali with the clearance. Oh, it's a slice clearance, and Raya's starting position is so impressive because he's already at the halfway box. Oh, but a slice clearance. Anthony Gordon looking to battle there, and the foul on Urian Timber. Arsenal trying to get a move on. Again, no change from that starting 11. I know Arsenal are stretched thin because of the injuries. Oh, Declan Rice has taken a huge chance there, and he'll get away with it. Surely the ball's gone outside. No? Well, Arsenal on the ropes here. Declan Rice taking a huge chance. Trying to play out the back. Almost getting nicked off there. 12 minutes on the clock. Newcastle looking very confident here. Dan Burn playing deep in Arsenal territory. Yes, Isak. Tonali looking to combine there with the deep run from Bruno Guimaraes. Havertz looking to keep hold of the ball, and he somehow does so. Arsenal looking to get a foothold here. In the central areas, here's David Raya. Again, look at the press from Newcastle. My goodness, they are hounding Arsenal. Arsenal doing so well to keep the ball, and they've done very well. Beaten the press effectively, and now playing out the back. Very well done there from the back line of Arsenal. Again, taking a chance. Look how deep Odegaard is, but that's such a clever pass. Arsenal moving through the gears. Here's Timber. Looking for Odegaard. Instead goes on the right-hand side to Trossard. Here's Trossard. Ball into the box. It's easily cleared away. Dan Burn should get this out of harm's way. He's taken a bit of a chance. As they look to play out the back, they've given the ball straight away. Here's Partey, who scored against Manchester City, and Phil Foden gave him the ball away in a dangerous area. Here's Lewis Kelly, full of confidence. Lewis Kelly with the ball in. It's a good touch in there from, might have been Sven Botman. Miles Lewis Kelly, whose stocks have risen over the past few weeks, has string of excellent performance from the young left back. Surely he's going to make noise for Thomas Tuchel, knowing that left back spot for England is a bit of a weakness. Had to play Luke Shaw in the Euro finals. Just shows you that even though Luke Shaw missed pretty much the entirety of the season, he was the best option. I mean, that England have to move on from there. I mean, Lewis Kelly is making a proper case. Seen some good left backs though. Now with having to play that hybrid role of inverting into fullback. Thomas Tuchel is a wing-back kind of guy. Whether or not Lewis Kelly might play there, it's a good pinch there from Guimaraes. Here's Gordon, Anthony Gordon, such a direct player there, but he's lost out to Odegaard, who's having to do a lot of defensive work and dropping deep here, the skipper. Here's Timber. Clever attempt to the pass, but very good read there by Gimaresh. Gimaresh, what a player, man. Brilliant scouting from Newcastle. He's been the linchpin. On the right hand side, here's Trippier. Chops in, decides against the cross. He's got the overlap instead. Here is Gimaresh. On the right hand side, Jacob Murphy clips the ball in. Oh, Lewis Hall getting there, but hitting the side netting. Out for a goal kick. Newcastle continuing to put the pressure on Arsenal here. Well, 15 minutes on the clock and had a goal disallowed. I still need to see the replay of that. They still haven't showed. Got to draw the lines, man. Otherwise, I'm not convinced. The conspiracy theorist in me will not let that go. They know 3-0, it's done. Nobody's watching. Surely Saliba was playing him onside. I mean, I might look like a complete fool after this when they draw the lines. But, oh, Dubravka's taken such a risk there. It turns out to be a good pass to Lewis Hall, but he is not known for his ball-playing abilities. Here's David Raya, who is. Man, I need to see that disallowed goal. What do I type? Isak offside? Difficult to see, but dude, like, how is that offside? I don't know. I'm looking at the EFL communications. Shows that it is, but yeah, I don't know. They didn't draw the lines. It's not offside. Okay, anyways. We move. Here's Isak on the right hand side. Here's Murphy, who's had a quite off so far. Get the channel ball. Look at Raya, man. He's so far forward out of his line. He's always a candidate to get chipped, isn't he? Good hit away. But they do benefit a lot because of his sweeping abilities. Allows Arsenal. You see Gabriel when he plays. He almost plays so far up the pitch when Arsenal are dominant. Because he knows that Raya will be outside his box at least when Arsenal are looking to venture forward. So far, Havertz has cut an isolated figure, but Arsenal do win the ball. Good work there by Kai Havertz. Chesting it down. Here's Odegaard. Declan Rice. Who's Kelly. Looking to push and run. Here's Trossard on the left-hand side this time. Trying to be fluid with Gabriel Martinelli. Saliba. Timber. Up against Hall. And Arsenal now camping outside. Oh, that's a clever pass. Odegaard thought about it, gets it back. Odegaard, very good block. Looked like Sven Botman with the block there. Good play from Arsenal in and around the box. Looking for the quick one-touch passing. Set it up nicely for the Arsenal skipper. Here's Thomas Partey. That's a clever pass there. It's in there. Oh, it's a heavy challenge. Odegaard! Oh, he's hit it wide. On his weaker right foot, Martin Odegaard has to score there. The ball broke so kindly to him. Yes, it's on his weaker right foot, but surely that is a massive opportunity for Arsenal. It fell to the right man, Martin Odegaard. There is a clever flick there. Let's look at it. Oh, it might have been a foul there by Dan Burn on Gabriel Martinelli. Oh, it is. Definitely it is. But advantage played. There was a slight challenge coming in. Well, advantage was clearly played. He was right in front of goal. Trippier's despairing dive kind of threw off Martin Odegaard, but off target. Martinelli is okay to continue. Big opportunity that for Arsenal. Here's Gordon. Oh, what a ball that is to Isak. This time, surely onside. Isak hits the post, and on the follow-up, Murphy does. This time, the goal will stand. What a brilliant, brilliant 20 minutes of action this has been. Jacob Murphy scores, but Alexander Isak, he was so close to scoring on his left foot. What a clever pass by Anthony Gordon this was. Round the corner. It is so delicate. This time Newcastle won't be denied, and Arsenal, literally seconds after pulling one back, or should have pulled one back, as all the cameras pan to Martin Odegaard. What a costly miss that has turned out to be. A long punt forward by Dubravka could win in. Look at this ball by Gordon. It is so precise. And from there, what a hit that was from Isak on his left foot. It is in the corner, right into the top corner. Incredible bend and the luck that it falls exactly into the path of Jacob Murphy. A bit outstretched, and it's a tight little angle there for him. He does so well to get that on target. It's not easy as it's coming to him at pace. Does well to just keep it down at an awkward height off the post. And 20 minutes in, Newcastle have the goal and that 3 goal advantage now with 70 minutes of action remaining. Now, surely for Arsenal, it's a long way back. Well, 20 minutes in, and everything's happened so far. Newcastle had a goal disallowed. Martin Odegaard missed from about 12 yards out. And then soon after, Jacob Murphy scores. Incredible game of football already. Here's Timber. Arsenal have to throw everything now. Good ball in. Kai Havertz nearly getting there. Arsenal looking for a quick response here. Here's Lewis Kelly. Odegaard free edge of the box. It's Thomas Partey. It's Odegaard on his right. Blocked off. And oh my goodness, Arsenal thin at the back. And here's Tonali. Look at the pace of Anthony Gordon. Gets it. Brilliant counter-attack. Keeps it well. Saliba so strong and quick. The Frenchman is such a menace to get away from, but Newcastle again on the break. Electrifying. Here's Kai Havertz on the right-hand side. He's playing a lone battle against 3 centre-halves here, Kai Havertz, trying to bring his team up the pitch. Here's Declan Rice. Odegaard. He'll be desperate to make amends. Odegaard pulls his shot wide. Well, in the hopes of bringing his team back, you might see Martin Odegaard playing a lot more quote-unquote hero ball here, looking to shoot from maybe improbable angles, trying to lead his team forward. But we look at Newcastle's goal and it all comes from they're showing the offside. Now they're drawing the lines. It is so dubious, man. That's 10 minutes later, not even 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, you're going to draw the lines and trying to convince me that he's offside. Get lost. This pass from Anthony Gordon is so good, man. He knows like he has to be like around and quick. And Isak's take is expert. Sticks close to him and on his left foot. If there's a strike that you guys need to see, it's Isak, man. For the disallowed goal on his right and for the goal which Jacob Murphy ultimately scored on his left foot. Brilliant. Ultimate ball striking mastery from the Swedish centre forward. Ooh, that's a giveaway. Havertz cuts it across. Odegaard! Oh, the Trossard really brilliant save there from Dubravka. Arsenal nearly hitting back immediately. Leandro Trossard making his way into the box there. What a dangerous giveaway that is from Lewis Hall. Criminal pass, really. Havertz pinching that and then cutting it across to Trossard. That has to go in from an Arsenal perspective. It's come through. Might have looked like Trippier and Dubravka getting there. Now Teta knows that he can't be missing chances. His team can't be missing chances like this. First the Odegaard one, and now the Trossard corner kick here. Odegaard with the ball in. Cleared away from the front post. Will be a corner. Newcastle already celebrating defensive actions here halfway through the first half. Well, a couple of years back, they were in the finals of the CARABAO Cup against Manchester United. That one they lost 2-0, was it? Now another opportunity to get their hands on silverware here. Tottenham, the other candidate, of course, with a 1-0 lead against... Oh, that's a decent ball again. Look at the way they swing the ball towards goal. It's almost like they're going for goal here, just waiting for a flick on or any sort of touch. Trippier with good defensive work. Again, a lot of pushing and shoving. Trippier was convinced that it might have come off Saliba or something. It'll be another corner. Well, Newcastle with a 3-0 aggregate lead here. Arsenal will have to pull out a miraculous comeback if they are to do so. Here's Odegaard with the ball into the box. There's a melee here. It's cleared well. Newcastle very strong, very powerful defensively. Oh, surely a foul there by Gordon. Tried to have a cheeky bump at Lewis Kelly. Again, they were looking for a quick one there. Arsenal have to be careful here. They lose their heads or their heads drop. The yellow cards might come out. Timber with a bit of a hand. Let's have a look what happened here. They'll ask for a handball. It never really is. It just ricochets off Trippier. The first header was clean. Trippier probably brought in for, well, probably definitely brought in for his experience, knowing that if things can go or might go wrong, might need a bit of experience compared to the youngster Valentino Livramento. Here's Saliba, Declan Rice. And look at Newcastle, man. They've got everybody bar Isak behind the ball. Martinelli, Odegaard, clip pass towards the far stick. Interesting ball in. The header from Gabriel. Out for a goal kick. Well, Arteta is going to try and every book, every trick up his sleeve here. Oh, looks like Dubravka can't continue. And that's why you saw a bit of movement on the bench there. Yep, I don't think Dubravka can. And is this the moment that might just swing things in favor of Arsenal? Let's have a look at who their backup keeper is. Might be Nick Pope. Let's have a look. Dubravka struggling. Yep, Nick Pope is the backup keeper. Ooh. Real Madrid are leading 2-0 in their quarterfinal in the Copa del Rey against Leganes. Modric and Endrick scoring for Real Madrid there. It's a good header. Now venturing forward. And 27 minutes on the clock. Newcastle 1 to the good here. 3-0 the aggregate lead here. Now, at some point they even might think about resting players, but I don't think they might, knowing that it's such a big opportunity for silverware, which has eluded Newcastle for the longest time. I wouldn't know how many years it's been since Newcastle's last 40 years, 50, 60 maybe. I'm not sure. Either way, this is a brilliant opportunity, and if they can face Spurs, that would be priceless for them, knowing that it's not Liverpool. Liverpool have started to pick up a lot of cups in the recent past. Here's Martinelli, Timber, Martinelli again. And there's no real room whatsoever there to try and beat Lewis Hall. He's done well defensively so far. You saw that Trossard was on the right-hand side early on in the first half. Now it's Gabriel Martinelli and Trossard going to his favored left wing position. Both are left wingers, so because of Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Jesus' injury. It's a good ball by Martinelli. Headed away, Lewis Kelly trying to recover. Here's Miles Lewis Kelly. Declan Rice. Saliba, brilliant. Escapes the press. Timber. Odegaard. Martinelli. Timber again. Partey, who had an opportunity to play that clever through pass to Martin Odegaard there, but instead the ball to Martinelli is heavy and it's out for a throw in. Arsenal trying to be very patient here. You can see Arteta wanting to maintain calm. Easier said than done. It's going to be a tough task then for them, how they're going to chase this down. They need a goal before halftime, that's for sure. Otherwise, it looks like Newcastle will just take this with comfort and ease. already in their back five. They don't have to make any sort of tactical substitutions in terms of closing the game down. Always have the outlet if they want to bring in that extra midfielder and maybe Joel Linton and use Alexander Isak and Anthony Gordon as the two forwards. That can work too. But Jacob Murphy is so versatile. He can almost allows that tactical freedom to play the three in midfield to even two in midfield, and he'll find himself on the right wing. So he gives such great balance, Jacob Murphy on the right hand side. Great work there by Anthony Gordon. Here's Saliba. All of the Arsenal players now in the Newcastle half. Oh, it's a giveaway, and the counter attack is on here. Here's Gimaresh. He's got an option. He looks for the quick pass there. Gabriel showing real pace and does so well to recover against Jacob Murphy. That's a clear foul there by Trippier. Oh, it's a bit of afters by the two defenders, Trippier and Gabriel Magalhaes. Again, Newcastle on the counter attack, really, really pacey. It's a good thing that Arsenal have two very quick centre halves. Gabriel shows a recovery pace. He's so strong, defending those wide areas. Always going on his way down. It's clever there from Gabriel. He knows that any sort of touch or Trippier is definitely going to have some sort of contact on him. He's already cowering on his way down, so he knows the touch and he's on the floor immediately after. And Newcastle comfortable in these areas. Oh, that's another clever pass. Again, look at Raya's positioning there. So good. It is very good. It does save Arsenal a lot of trouble having to defend those positions. A lot of long balls forward, and considering Newcastle's back three of Schär, Sven Botman, and Dan Burn against Kai Havertz, and other than Havertz, maybe Declan Rice is the only one really with height. If he is to make his way into the box, Bruno Guimaraes has been absolutely everywhere in this first half. Incredible player. So good. Gordon, very well done to keep that in. And look at his feet, trying to get away from Timber. Timber with some brilliant defending himself and finds a somewhat accurate pass. Here's Declan Rice. It's a decent ball. It's so weak there by Martinelli. I don't know what he's trying to do with his left foot there. He's trying to shoot, but so weak on it. Oh, that's a slip there by Isak. Trying to pounce on it, but gives it back. Here's Partey. Thomas Partey, who had a brilliant game against Manchester City. Him and Declan Rice was so powerful against Kovacic and who's the other midfielder they had? Bernardo Silva, yeah, it was a complete mismatch. That's why you see Nico Gonzalez being signed by Manchester City from Porto. As you can see, Joe Linton there, an option for Newcastle to bring on as a second half substitute. Damn, my footrest is so uncomfortable. Footrest is supposed to make it better, but 33 minutes on the clock here. Newcastle 1-0. It was an action-packed 20 minutes, wasn't it? Brilliant. Now you can expect the game to just maybe die down a little. Newcastle will only think about game management. Here's Tonali. Newcastle had to be patient with Tonali after his ban. Came back, he slotted in. It's almost like a new signing. I mean, it is the age-old cliche, but considering he wasn't injured and he's just completely fit, waiting for, what is that, 11-month ban? I mean, it's worth the wait, man, considering the caliber of midfielder he is. He's a Serie A champion. He's an Italian international. Always impressive. Oh, brilliant from Isak, man. Look at that for a win. And the clever pass on the left-hand side. Gordon will have to recover. If he had found Gimaresh in the middle, Newcastle were in business there. Isak, brilliant. Here's Gordon. Surely a foul there by Timber. No? Tonali recovers. Nice one-touch play. Here's Gimaresh. Oh, he's doing a few keep-ups there. That is not going to please the Arsenal players. Bruno Guimaraes with the captain's armband with Trippier on the field. Just shows you what a key player and a fan favorite Bruno Guimaraes is. It's such a bad foul by Odegaard to give, man. That is only born out of frustration, and I can't think of anything else. Can't be doing that. Such a lazy free kick to do. It just shows that you don't want to defend, and it's almost like petulance. It's the only way to describe it. How else can you describe that? It's terrible. Can't do that. Well, it's a free kick opportunity here. Left foot of Lewis Hall being favoured. It's a good ball into the box. The header's not on target. Whoa, it's a brilliant block. Gabriel again. Yeah, that was Fabian Schär with the effort. That's a brilliant turn by Lewis Kelly. Waves advantage. Here's Kai Havertz. Waits for support. Only Martinelli in the box. That's a poor cross there by Havertz. Don't think Odegaard will be able to keep that in. And that shoulder barge by Tonali riles up the crowd there. See, Arsenal players look shattered already. Martinelli's holding something. That is his hamstring. He's holding. Well, Arsenal cannot afford an injury. Wanyeri immediately coming on here. Arsenal's forward line is stretched thin. No signings in the Jan window whatsoever. Saka injured, Jesus injured, and Martinelli feeling the hamstring. Oh my word. This is not good news, and it's not just this game. Well, this game is pretty much out of your hands, but it's the compounding effect. You know that Saka is out for maybe at least a month more, and now you lose your other first choice winger. Yeah, Wanyeri steps in, and he's a brilliant talent and is turning out to be an excellent player every time he steps onto the pitch. Arteta wasting no time. Martinelli's on his feet walking back as Arsenal's evening goes from bad to worse here. Down a goal, down 3-0 on aggregate, and Gabriel Martinelli holding his hamstring. He's walking back. Arteta forced to make the substitution as Ethan Wanyeri, who scored the fifth against Manchester City, comes on here. Well, I don't think Arsenal and Arteta have won at St. James's Park for the last 2 or 3 years, is it? This season, I know they lost 1-0 at St. James's Park in the league. Don't remember last season's result, but quickly on their way here, Havertz with such a heavy touch. Dubraka seems to be okay to continue. It looked like at some point Nick Pope might feature, but Arsenal suffered the first injury, and you can see that Martinelli looks okay, maybe just a precautionary thing from Arteta, knowing that I might have to just sacrifice the cup, basically, the Carabao Cup, for the health and safety of Gabriel Martinelli. Here's Partey with a lovely turn. Declan Rice. Showing good press resistance there, now trying to venture forward. Here's Lewis Kelly on the left-hand side. He might look to put the ball into the box, decides against it. And it's patient stuff. Here's Saliba. Gabriel. Declan Rice. Again, look at the Newcastle shape, man. It's like Fort Knox out there. 5-4-1. Break us down if you can. Here's Wanyeri. Brilliant separation created. He's such an electrifying player, man. Every time he steps around. And speaking of electrifying, Gordon looks to put on the afterburners there, but Saliba showing great composure and Timber doing the opposite. Here's Thomas Partey. Arsenal desperate for a goal before half-time here. Here's Martin Odegaard, who will be continuously thinking about that miss. And not just a miss. Murphy scoring soon after. Wanyeri, brilliant again. Look at the way he creates separation. The ball isn't good. It's on his weaker right, but the way he creates separation, the acceleration and the burst that he has, oh, man. Arsenal have their right wing pretty much sorted with Bukayo Saka and Ethan Wanyeri, and not a penny spent in terms of transfer fee between them. So explosive, and explosive wingers with that kind of burst and acceleration. But the thing is, Arsenal have to be careful, and I think that is what Mikel Arteta is doing. I think it's something that he probably might have learned from Pep Guardiola. How Guardiola, in Phil Foden's early stage of the career, he gave him very little game time. Literally baby stepped him into the way because of his, his explosive manner of which he plays, the quick turns, the feints, the shimmies. It takes a lot of turn. You need a lot of pliability in your muscles to be able to take that. And when you're 17, 18, your body's still not developed as a winger. You actually do reach your prime when you're 24, 25, 26 even. You look at Mo Salah right now, still looks like he's in his prime. He's 32. Here's Wanyeri now. Can look at the way he just creates separation. Defenders don't know whether he's going left or right. It's brilliant, man. Here's Odegaard. Gabriel. Declan Rice. Again, very patient here. Gimaresh, brilliant, man. Just run out of superlatives with Bruno Gimaresh. He's absolutely everywhere. And his defending, passing, everything you need from a midfielder. Kai Havertz involved with a bit of shithousery here. He's trying to get involved. Gimaresh just trying to slow the game down. Kai Havertz will pick up a yellow card for that. I don't think it's for the foul. It's more about the after effects of it. The 3 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in the first half, and it's been all about Newcastle. Oh, Gimaresh looks like he's stretched, but he's okay then. Yep, Havertz not really having a shot. Had a chance with the assist, possible assist, when he cut it back to Leandro Trossard, who hit the ball very close to Dubravka. And you can see Havertz there just leaning in, trying to throw himself, and a bit of pushing and shoving with Kieran Trippier. Yellow card for the German and Arsenal centre-forward. That pretty much just relieves the pressure and allows Newcastle to just push up the pitch here. And trying to move through the gears up front. Trying to venture forward now. Again, it's a good bit of play, but trying to be as precise as possible. That's surely a foul. Yep, Saliba on Gordon. Gordon's pace is electric, and that's another yellow card in really quick time. Arsenal just losing their collective heads here. Havertz and now Saliba. Any long punt forward, and yeah, that's a clear yellow card. Saliba didn't want to run there with Gordon, just tugging on his jersey there. Yellow card for very impressive William Saliba. Minute plus stoppage time remaining in the first half. Lewis Hall has been the left-footed option for free kicks. That's a good ball. Just drops into that awkward area. It's well blocked. Now looking to venture. Can the counter-attack opportunity is on there? What a challenge that is. That Gimaresh again. I wouldn't be surprised. Here's Isak, who's done his bit in terms of getting the goal that they needed in the second leg. That's a nice bit of play. On the right-hand side, here's Wanyeri, who's looked bright since coming on. Again, on his right foot, cuts it across. Brilliant work. What a defensive action that is. Sliding in there with Kai Havertz. They're into stoppage time here in the first half. 5 minutes of stoppage time added on by the fourth official. Arsenal have enough time here to create a chance. And as soon as Partey has the ball, 2 or 3 Arsenal players ask for the ball as quickly as possible. Here's Declan Rice. Almost seems like something they do on the training ground. Oh, brilliant there from Odegaard. But Rice not able to match up with the brilliance. And now Bruno Guimaraes finds Isak. Arsenal trying to cover spaces. Here's Gordon. Brilliant there from Gordon. Leaves Declan Rice on the floor. It's Anthony Gordon looking to curl that into the far corner. Good effort there from the English winger. And good work to completely beat Declan Rice there on the slide. Then from there, he's just looking to use almost one of the defenders as a screen to just curl that into the far corner. Well, Isak and Gordon scored in the first leg. Jacob Murphy in the second. Oh, that's a loose giveaway there by Thomas Partey. Comfortably dealt with here. Now just going to keep the ball, move from back to front here. Definitely look to take this lead to half time. Here's Lewis Kelly. Again, good pass. The way Trippier slides and recovers is good. And immediately Tonali picks his head up and finds Gordon, who has made the run. Only Isak for company. Might have to go himself. Anthony Gordon, good block there by Saliba. One-on-one abilities of Anthony Gordon, excellent. He was onside, very much onside. He was in his own half. Waited for Isak. He knows that Murphy was going to take time, so decided to go himself. Wins the corner and an opportunity for the big boys from the back to make their way into the box. Botman, Shar, Dan Burn, Alexander Isak, Jacob Murphy, Tonali. They've got plenty of opportunities and targets to hit at. Trippier will swing this in. Ball comes into the box, comfortably dealt with. Comes back in and Havertz just clears that. Trippier should get this. How's your first touch? Goes for the cushion header instead. And that's the experience, isn't it, from Kieran Trippier? Well, what's Arsenal's plan in the second half here? I don't think, well, with Martinelli's injuries, pretty much rolled the dice. They can bring on Raheem Sterling. Other than that, Mikel Merino is an option, but yeah, man, you got to pretty much rely on what's out there for Arsenal. It's going to be a tough 45 minutes as they look to break down this Newcastle wall. And for Eddie Howe to shut down Arsenal in both legs in a semi-final, that's a feather in his cap. About 90 seconds remaining. Here's Saliba. Just play on, man. Another ball has just been thrown onto the pitch, and Newcastle will continue to do that if they allow them to do so. And Arsenal not moving the ball quick enough. It's been far too slow. It's been ponderous almost. Since going a goal down, they haven't, apart from that one chance from Trossard, they haven't given Dubravka much to worry about. I think in the second half, we might see resting here from Arsenal. Might be almost like a resigned feeling that, yep, we aren't going to score 3 goals in 45 minutes. Even if we do, that might come at another cost. They can't afford another injury. It really will send the Arsenal fans' heads into space if they find out any midfielder or anybody else get injured. So I don't know about how much they're going to use in the second half in terms of reserves. It'll all depend on how that second half does start. If they do manage an early goal, you never know. But the way the first half has gone, barring that Odegaard glaring opportunity and Trossard really troubling the goalkeeper, it's been comfortable for Newcastle. And Bruno Guimaraes with a needless foul there. You expect better there from the skipper. He's going nowhere. And to make that challenge, it's a bit reckless there from the Newcastle skipper. I don't think they may not allow him to take the free kick there. And the referee has blown the halftime whistle. And what a first half it's been here. It's 1-0 to Newcastle. It could have been a whole different scoreline if some of the decisions, some of the opportunities were taken in the early stages. Newcastle looked to have taken the lead through Alexander Isak, but he was ruled offside. It was a magnificent hit. Arsenal would have felt really, really fortunate in that moment. And then Martin Odegaard from about 14 yards out on his right foot pulled the trigger wide, and soon after, literally seconds after, Alexander Isak smashed the post on his left foot, and Jacob Murphy on the follow up passed it into the back of the net. And it's Newcastle 1-0 to the good, 3-0 on aggregate. And it's all to do for Arsenal if they are to reach the finals of the Carabao Cup. Well, about the transfer window, that was very, very surprising, wasn't it? For none of the original top four clubs, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Arsenal, made any big moves. I mean, Manchester United signed Dogu from Lecce as a left wing back. Chelsea signed a midfielder from Saint Etienne, 19-year-old. I can't remember his name. Whether or not he'll come straight into the first team or being loaned out to Strasbourg, we'll wait and see. But yeah, man, no real ambition really. Only City making massive, massive moves in the January window. I mean, yes, they needed a bit of a rebuild, but they've pretty much, I think they would have wanted to wait till the summer. But seeing how the season has unfolded in front of them, no surprise that Pep Guardiola and Manchester City pulled the trigger rather early on some of the targets. They got Kusunov, the centre half. They got Vitor Reis, the centre half again. So two young centre halves coming in for Pep Guardiola. They got Nico Gonzalez from Porto, 60 million centre defensive midfielder, and Omar Marmoush from Eintracht Frankfurt. He has looked very bright, yet to really get off on a heater, but he settled in nicely. I like the early looks of him. He's got a lot of the tools required to play in the Premier League. They call him the Egyptian Prince, of course, after the Egyptian King, that is Mo Salah. As we look at the stats and the halftime, Arsenal nearly 70% of the balls, 6 shots each for both teams, 1 shot on target each. Newcastle getting the goal from their only shot on target. Well, there's going to be a head loss on Arsenal Twitter, that's for sure. I will be very, very switched on for it. Well, tomorrow, the second game of the Carabao Cup semi-final, Tottenham versus Liverpool at Anfield. Tottenham protecting a one-goal lead. I don't know how they're going to do that. I mean, Liverpool are going to be relentless. It's going to be a night game under the lights at Anfield. Ange Postecoglou's boys. I'm not even going to say men because half their team is injured. They're going to have to play a lot of the kids. And the likes of Bergwall, Archie Gray, Pape Sarr, yeah, plenty of them have to be thrusted in. No real option for Ange Postecoglou, who's got was it 9 injuries, 10 injuries to the first team? Yeah, so I would be very, very surprised. I'm not going to be doing the watch along for that. Maybe, maybe not. But I would be very surprised if I wake up in the morning and I see the scoreline that it's Newcastle versus Tottenham finals. I mean, it would be brilliant. I mean, really, it would be brilliant for football. A, it would rob Liverpool and Arsenal of a trophy, means check mark for that. And B, it would be a great story, man, for either manager, for Ange Postecoglou or Eddie Howe, for Eddie Howe to break the Newcastle hedgings for a trophy, an English manager to win it as well. When's the last time an English manager has won a trophy in England? Oh, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. What else is happening in the world of football? Oh, Real Madrid have been pulled a goal back here. Cruz with the penalty. Modric and Enrique giving Real Madrid a 2-0 lead. Leganes scoring one just before half time. One Cruz scoring for Leganes. And in Coppa Italia, what seems to be happening? Seems to be Juventus versus Empoli, 27th of Feb. Atalanta versus Bologna. Bologna has beaten Atalanta. Milan take on Roma. Inter Lazio. Interesting how they've grouped this. So it's going to be maybe Juventus versus Bologna. And if I had to pick a winner between Milan and Roma, I'm going Milan, Inter and Lazio. Inter. Ooh, Inter and Milan for the Coppa Italia semi-final would be pretty tasty. Of course, the final. I wonder if Coppa Italia is going the Spanish way of playing their finals abroad. Started to see a few games happening in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Tomorrow, Serie A, there's Fiorentina versus Inter. Fiorentina in sixth, of course. La Viola. Inter, if they win, they will be level on points with Napoli, and that title race might just go down to the wire. Inter is not going to let that go. Inter has got a very good squad, man. I mean, I don't know if they've made any January acquisitions, but their squad, very impressive. I like the balance. I like the back three of Bastoni, De Vrij, and Pavard. They've got who's that centre half from Bisek, Jan Bisek. He also looks like a very good centre half for them. They've got Dimarco and Dumfries as their wing backs, Mkhitaryan, Chanaloglu, and Barella as their midfield three, and Lautaro Martinez and Marcus Thuram as their two forwards. So really good balance in their side. Jan Sommer, of course, the goalkeeper. I mean, that's how good Inter have been. The defense is so strong that they lost Andre Onana. In steps in Jan Sommer. I mean, clearly getting on in age, but still a very solid keeper for Inter Milan and won the title last season with him in goal. So, no real issues there. Yeah, man, Napoli. I'm very surprised that Napoli didn't replace Kvaratskhelia, who went to PSG on a 70 million euro deal. Yeah, that was very surprising. I mean, I'm very sure that some news will break out in the future about the real reason as to why. Because A, De Laurentiis does not sell on the cheap. I mean, he took 35 million from Chelsea from a Koulibaly who was well past it. I mean, negotiating with Napoli in the past has always been almost suffocating for any team. They get maximum value for any player that they sell. So to see Kvaratskhelia go for 70 million euros is very, very dubious to say the least, knowing De Laurentiis and how he has operated throughout his tenure. He is often outspoken. He tells people how it is. He is brash. He's abrasive, but he gets the job done, man. But this deal is very strange. I mean, David Neres will step in as that left-sided player, but no, man. I mean, he was already on the bench. He was coming in as a bench option. Now he'll have to play a leading role. Look, if there's a manager who will adapt in any league, that is Antonio Conte. You know about his style, you know about what he's got. I mean, you thought that he might play a back five, but no, he's played a 4-3-3 at Napoli. He's trying to reinvent himself, and it's worked. He's on top of the league, and nobody would have had Napoli on top of the league, especially with the likes of, I mean, maybe a bit of heritage thinking that, oh, it's Conte, but getting Lukaku back, they got Scott McTominay, who's got what 5 goals, 2 assists in the league. Brilliant from the Scotsman. They got Lobotka, they got Charles and Giza. So I like the midfield balance that they have. Politano on the right, Lukaku in the center, and now David Neres playing as the left hand side winger. So that's a very interesting change that they've had to make. But let's see how they do in the next 13 or 14 games, because if they don't get their hands on the title, I can expect, or I fully expect Antonio Conte to blow a gasket end of the season. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he walks. Like, for example, if they get pipped for some reason or the other, and the lack of investment will be called. Maybe David Neres doesn't play anywhere near the level. Yeah, so when you sell your star winger in Kvaratskhelia, who's, I mean, I get it because the return on investment is fantastic because he was picked from the obscurity of the Georgian league, but 77 million euros when he could have, a few years back, you were quoting 100, 120 million, almost untouchable. He was, I don't think he was even shopped around. Did any of the clubs even know that he was available? Because you look at Kvaratskhelia going for 70 million euros, Bradley Barcola, PSG, his market value around 60 million euros. I mean, that is a like for like. I mean, I want to see where Bradley Barcola goes next because I am such a huge fan of him. Every time I watch him play, he is electric. Him and Dembele on either side. Oh, man, good luck defending that. But what PSG have had a problem is that centre forward area. Neither Kolo who's now been loaned to Juventus, nor Gonzalo Ramos have really cemented that place. So you've seen that Dembele might play as a striker, and they get that front three of Dembele, Barcola, and Kvaratskhelia as that front three. I mean, it's frightening in terms of pace, directness, and but yeah, they have an option of bringing Ramos off the bench as a auxiliary forward. They might want to use him going forward, but I don't see how that left wing spot really is up for grabs. And Bradley Barcola was caught surprised. I'm not surprised that he, knowing how well he's played, how he's acclimatized to PSG, for PSG to make that decision. But from PSG's point of view, it's just brilliant business, man. I really like some of the scouting that they've done, the recruitment that they've made over the past few years. John Neves from Benfica is sensational. He is that metronomic figure in the middle of the park. Him, Zaire Emery from their ranks. And if you add like Fabian Ruiz in that midfield, it's a really solid midfield that they've got. And then going forward, electric. So the fact that they struggled so much in the Champions League was very, very strange to see. I mean, you almost thought that they should be, moving with comfort in the competition, in the level of opposition that they had to play. But yeah, I remember Arsenal taking them apart quite comfortably at the Emirates. But yeah, helping them beat the beat Stuttgart 4-1, really helped them out. So they do play, is that, I think they play Brest in the two-legged tie. That'll be interesting to see. In the playoffs, you're allowed to play your own countries. Yeah, no issues there. Let's have a look at what that is. It's PSG and Benfica. So PSG Brest, Monaco Benfica, Sporting Dortmund, Real Madrid Manchester City, of course, the marquee playoff fixture, as the players all but set for the start of the second half here. Newcastle 1-0 to the good here and 3-0 on aggregate as they kick things off. I'll be very, very curious to see what's Arsenal's approach to the second half here, knowing that Gabriel Martinelli has come off injured and they really can't afford any more injuries going forward. Is Kai Havertz is going to have to play 90 minutes because I don't think they've got any other striker on the bench. And if Kai Havertz comes off and when you're 3-0 down, if you do take him off, you're waving the white flag basically. So it's tricky, and Newcastle are in the perfect, perfect place here. They've got their back five, they've got the 3-goal cushion, and every time they go forward on the counter attack, they look electric on the break. The fans must be absolutely buzzing. They're 45 minutes away from reaching their second Carabao Cup final in 3 years. Jacob Murphy, of course, the goal scorer this evening after Alexander Isak. His effort hit the post. Oh, that's a heavy challenge there by Gimenez. That's a yellow card for the Newcastle skipper. He's left a painful one there on Leandro Trossard. Poor, that's more than a yellow card. Is his touch showing here? It is a bad one. It is a really bad challenge. It's a challenge from the favelas, isn't it, Gimaresh? Can't be challenging that way. It's on his ankle. He's got his studs up. Yeah, Trossard. This is not the sight that Arsenal or Arteta want to see. It's a painful one for Trossard. And I'll be very, very surprised if Arsenal risk him. He's holding his ankle. He's not back onto his feet. He's biting his finger, which shows, oh, that's a terrible tackle, man. Gimaresh. Very poor. Trossard's sitting up. He's in tremendous amount of pain. And unfortunately for him and Arteta, he'll have to carry on here. It's going to be painful. Might have to painkiller this one out. He's not able to put any weight on that left foot, that left ankle really. Deep breaths, but he seems okay to carry on. He's tough as nails, as are all the footballers in the top leagues. And Newcastle very comfortable, enjoying. It's a good first time pass. Hammers that forward. Oh, it's a heavy touch. That's a huge mistake. Poor positioning, and Gordon misses an open goal. Suicide from all the way around there. Saliba's far too casual there. You can't do that. And Raya, who's created the angle for the pass, doesn't get it. He's completely off target there. This could have wiped this off, and I would have shut the stream right here, right there. 4-0 off. Would have been curtains. Shambles at the back. Completely. They get away with this one. Trossard running soon after. And it's a good block there by Kieran Trippier. Good job there by Leandro Trossard. Well, we're going to have to see something special, haven't we? Arsenal need one of these corners to go in. They could have very easily been 2-0 down and 4-0 down on aggregate. Ball into the box is easily dealt with. Newcastle have had no issues with Arsenal's set pieces. Here's Wanyeri, the first half substitute. Slings the ball in. Good header again by Murphy. Another corner. Declan Rice will swing this on his right. How did Anthony Gordon miss that one? Newcastle should be home and hose here. They could be making changes and enjoying the second half, having pretty much a foot in the final. 5 minutes into the second half, Declan Rice is going to swing this one in. Corner comes into the box, and it's out for a goal kick. That one pretty much summing things up for Arsenal. Anthony Gordon was switched on there. Again, that was brilliant from him to win the ball. Takes it early. You can see Arteta's reaction there, trying to calm things down, and he would have felt his heart sink as Anthony Gordon pulled the trigger there. It's a good header down. Again, Arsenal, don't think that urgency will be there. You can see Nuri looking for that quick move on. Newcastle still have put the full press here. You can see Declan Rice under pressure. Oh, surely the fourth this time. An absolute mess at the back. This time, Anthony Gordon makes no mistake. It's 2-0. He scored in the first leg, scores again now. And surely now Newcastle are in the Carabao Cup final. 4-0 the aggregate. Complete mess at the back. David Raya has had a bit of a nightmare 5 minutes here. Could have very easily conceded before. And now it's over. Arsenal's hopes of reaching the Carabao Cup finals all but extinguished here. No chance that they're scoring 4 goals at St. James's Park here. Why is he passing to Declan Rice there? I cannot understand. Anthony Gordon's so sharp, and there's no chance that he misses there. He's waving the Newcastle scarf. Look at the celebrations at St. James's Park. They have put Arsenal to bed here. It's so bad here from David Raya. You cannot be passing. No, you can't. Gordon is very much onside as Gabriel has played him on. And it's Guimaraes with the press. He knows it's coming as soon as it's happened there. I don't think it might be Guimaraes. It's Fabian Schär. My goodness. Fabian Schär following Declan Rice from centre half to there. And this time Anthony Gordon finds the bottom corner. It's 4-0 to the aggregate. Newcastle surely now in the Carabao Cup final.